This is Three Beards Fight Talk with Craig, Chris, and Austin, where you find out your favorite MMA fighters' ice cream and everything else you really want to know because no one else asks the questions that we do. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Can't hear you, Chris. Let's try something. There we go. Can you hear me now, Chris? I don't know where you went. All right, I'll turn it up. So, episode's brought to you by Broad Spirit Care. Check them out at broadspiritcare.com. They're our number one sponsor. I don't know exactly how Craig says it. He talks about the gnomes and stuff, making the oils, but honestly, it's just Kelly, man. He's a great guy. Met him at the farmer's market in Winter's Garden. Make sure you check out our signature blend. It's amazing.
Let's try this again.
There we go.
Hey, my name is Chris. Welcome to the Three Beards Podcast, where we have Will Chope and Joe Elmore as our guest hosts tonight. We also have Austin in the corner. And this episode is also brought to you by Broad's Beard Care. Get a scent that your loved one loves. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and all due respect. How you doing, Joe? How you doing, Will?
Doing good.
I hear y'all got a big match coming up tomorrow night. You know, despite COVID, y'all going into a good match tomorrow. And you know, I'm gonna let whoever wants to take the floor first go ahead and introduce yourself and how long you've been fighting, and we'll go from there.
Go ahead, brother.
My name is Will the Kill Chope. What's up?
Will the Hitman Elmore.
All right.
Definitely.
Sorry, Will the Kill Chope here. Yeah.
Will, so, you know, we were talking a little bit before. You're from you're from California, but you're living in Thailand and fighting out of Thailand, right?
Yeah, I was born in California, but I kind of grew up in Florida. Went to high school in Florida and stuff. But when I was 19, I moved over to Thailand, and I've been based over there since 2010. And but I only came back because of all this crazy COVID stuff, and the borders got shut down, and it kind of forced me back to America. So I've been back here, looking for a fight, and then I got the ring up for BKFC about fighting. They asked me if I want to fight Joe Elmore. We were going to fight in Tampa on June 26th. Got postponed. Got switched to Oxford, Mississippi. But yeah, there's nothing else going on. All the COVID shut down everything else. But BKFC was doing the show, so of course I'm down, and I took it. You know.
That's insane.
Definitely. Your name is the Killer. Am I correct?
Yeah, Will the Kill. Yeah, it's just stupid rhyming name, right? Yeah.
Will the Kill and Joe the Hitman. We have the Hitman in the house. So the Hitman, where are you? You hail out of Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Yeah, hell out of Atlanta, Georgia. Born and raised, a little country town right outside of Memphis, Tennessee. I've been in Georgia for about 14 years. Because I've trained martial arts since I was probably 9-10 years old when I first started boxing and taekwondo. There was just not a whole lot of MMA stuff going on. Everything was still underground in Tennessee. So I moved to actually a guy named Fabio Costa moved and opened up Grayson's Baja in Atlanta. And there's just some good trainers. So I've been down there for about 12 years now. Moved my whole life there just to get some better training.
Damn.
Yeah, I've heard a couple fighters fight out of Baja. You know, I've heard nothing but good things about them. And, you know, I was posing a couple questions tonight as far as, you know, William has, you know, like 38 pro fights. Do you think that is going to pose a challenge to you with his experience?
I'm 10-0 on the underground circuit before I started. So my overall record's 25-13. I've got 100 boxing matches whenever I was a kid. Gold glove back in 1997. I did taekwondo, got my first black belt when I was 14. So this is all I've ever done, man. He's got a lot of experience. We run a very similar life. My whole life has been martial arts and training because I'm ADHD. I'm 40 and I'm still off the wall, man. So this is just my whole life.
Okay, Hitman said this is his whole life. I mean, you know, at 37 years old, you know, I'm a little bit under, you know, I get tired quick. So I mean, I know you got probably well conditioned. I know you're well conditioned, but you got a young buck at 29. You know, it's a little age difference there. And,
well, I'm a full-time trainer at X3 Sports too, man. You know, so I teach 6:30 a.m. kickboxing. I teach 7 a.m. kickboxing. We've got Olympic boxing coaches. We have 5 different facilities in Atlanta. So I'm actually a trainer and a coach myself and have my own fighters. So even during this whole time, man, my gym gave me mats, and I've been training at my house, and I've got a gym in my basement and go to my gyms, and my teammates have all kind of stuck together. So
Undercover, the keys under the mat. They don't know that you're there.
we have the mask on and we socially distance stuff.
Definitely.
Obviously, we hear about it a lot. Obviously, you two are 2 fighters that have been training and not just taking the COVID break like a lot of fighters have been doing and eating too much. So that's good. I can't wait to see tomorrow.
Definitely, it's gonna be a great show. I mean, I notice he poses a height advantage. I mean, have you ever fought a fighter that's 6'4"? You're coming in at
that are taller than me. I pick taller fighters because I'm super fast and powerful, and that's why I like those fights, because they have good strategy. It makes for a great fight. He has such an advantage on the reach and the range and his ability to move, and I'm gonna have to use speed and power. It makes for a good fight. I love these fights because I don't fight fights that I think I'm gonna win, or I pick whatever fight I take. You know what I'm saying? But I've done really good, and I've trained with taller people. I mean, I've been short my whole life, so it's not nothing new to me.
Definitely. You sound like one of our other guests. He says if it makes his meat move, he's there. So I mean, that's definitely
we're just all faces, man, and we're just doing what we love. I think I'm just happy with what's going on with everything right now.
Definitely, Hitman. He says, he's always fought taller fighters. So where do you think he's gonna pose a challenge for you at? Is the speed? I mean, you've got the reach. So where do you think he's gonna pose a big challenge for you at? Without giving out too many
What's
secrets.
crazy is I'm the taller fighter, but I fight at the lower weight class. So I usually when I fought in the UFC, I was fighting at 145. I normally fight 155, but we took the fight on June 26th. It was like I think we both got like 3 weeks notice, and I was like, 170, that's no big deal. We're both taking a short notice. I thought he was shorter. I didn't realize he's like been a real 170 fighter most of his career, or how, like I don't know if most of his career, but I looked at some of the recent fights.
55, but I can't make 55 anymore. So
yeah, and I saw him at weigh-ins, and he was jacked. So I was like, oh man, I was like, I only cut a little bit of weight for this, and I was like, so even though I'm taller, like I definitely feel like Joe's definitely bigger, stockier. It's nothing I'm not used to. I'm used to fighting shorter, stockier guys, and I expect him to be aggressive, throwing overhands. I'm a slow starter, and I think a lot of guys try to take advantage of that in that first 2 rounds, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I just love to fight. I know he loves to fight. Like we live the similar lifestyles. Even though I'm overseas and he's in America, like we just show up. We'll take anybody, any rule set. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna put on a show. We're just looking to get paid. This is the best way to make a living. I don't have to hate or have animosity against my opponent to fight you. I'm just gonna fight you. Then afterwards, we're gonna shake hands, drink some whiskey afterwards, and it's gonna be all good. You know what I mean? So. It's going to be a good fight, though, because we're both fucking probably we're 2 of the most experienced fighters on this card, to be honest. I got over 100 pro combat sports fights. He got over 100 fights.
Yeah.
Say again?
Watching you, bro, man, this is what's exciting to me. I really fight for my fans, too. And when they offered me the fight against Will Chope, I don't know if y'all have seen Will Chope fight, but, man, I went and watched all his stuff. And he's a zombie, and I'm an animal, dude. Both of us move forward in every single fight you'll ever watch of us online. I've never seen him back up, even though he's a tall fighter and he has really good range. He moves forward and utilizes that range. And I'm the same way. I don't know what the fuck backwards looks like. And this is exactly what they want for this fight. So this is going to be fun, man. I think we're going to blow everybody's mind. And we're going to be the fight that everybody's like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Man, you know what I'm pissed off about? I'm actually pissed that we're only the 3rd fight on the card, because no disrespect to the other fighters. No disrespect to the other fighters, but I feel like I've done more, accomplished more. I think we're both more experienced. Like, I'm kind of mad that we're lower on the card. I think we're gonna be the show stealers at the end of the day. That's what I think. So
we do it, bros. We get to watch the rest of the fights. We get it done quick. We put on the show, steal the show, and then watch the rest of the fights.
So if you had to give me a take, Joe Elmore,
that's the only plus side.
That's the only plus. So you get to watch the rest of the card. I mean, if both of y'all had to give me a take, what are you shooting for, Joe? And what are you shooting for, Will? How fast are you shooting to finish this?
I mean, we don't get paid by the hour, so both of us.
I think it's going to go all 5 rounds.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna go off? You gonna
Shit.
pace it and go all 5 rounds and give him a clinic? Oh, okay. I mean, but what I've noticed.
No, I mean,
what I've noticed.
everybody, like, we always hope that, like, every fighter, we always hope that it's going to end fast. There'll be an opening. I can end it fast. But, man, I've been in some wars, and I know I'm always prepared to go all 5 rounds. There's only 2-minute rounds, you know? So it's 2 minutes, 5 rounds.
Yeah,
It's a fast fight. It's going to be a sprint, you know? So regardless, it's either going to end very abruptly, very fast.
Look, man, we get 10 seconds to get up.
Oh, sorry.
That's the best thing about this is even if I knock him down or he knocks me down, this is designed to go 10 minutes. And I do want the fucking knockout in like 2 seconds. That'd be great. He wants it too. But I don't think that's why they put this fight together. Both of us are so fucking durable and so talented. We've been in so many fights. I mean, I've never been dropped in a fight. So it's like, and I've seen him get dropped, but man, it's taken a whole lot to like. And when he does, it's not like straight out cold. So, I mean, I've prepared to go 10 minutes. I've prepared myself for this to be the full fight. I mean, I want it to end now. Hey, but you know.
Yeah, I was watching that fight where you came back and won from a submission. The guy thought he was giving you a clinic. I mean, you showed me that you got a pretty hard chin. He was pounding you, but
Well, Ryan,
you know,
Ryan Jet, yeah, man.
Ryan Jet, he was giving you the business, but
and when he said he was going to knock me out on the interview in front of everybody, I stood in front of him and said, "No, I'm going to knock you out." And I was a better grappler than him. I think I just got stubborn. I wanted the knockout so bad. My wife come to me in the second round after I got done in the corner. She's in my corner every time. She said, "You want to fucking win this fight? Go out there and get the knee bar and quit playing." So that was my game plan from the beginning, and I just forgot about it, trying to get the knockout. So we're going to try to stick to game plans better.
So what would you say would be your best fight, Joe, if you had to pick a best fight?
My knockout in Bellator. I knocked out one of Roy Singer's striking coaches. Second round knockout, 2013 knockout of the year for Bellator. So that's my biggest win by far.
And also, Will, what would you say would be your biggest win? You're also coming in, Joe. You're also coming in off of with a victory. So you're coming in with a win under your belt. You're coming in fresh with a win. So
I was overweight at 155. It was supposed to be for the Georgia lightweight title. He's the current champion now. I knocked him out in the first round. But I didn't win the title because I was like 4 over. That's why I moved to 170 now, just because at 37, man, I'm just not going to cut. And that was the worst feeling in the world, coming into a title fight and having to deal with the backlash from media. So I just bumped myself up and not have to deal with being unprofessional and ever not making weight again. But yeah, I knocked him out cold. He's the current champion. He come back and knocked out UFC vet Clay Harbison after that. So that was a good fight.
So Chapo, after your loss, you put that behind you and you coming forward as hard as you can on Friday, I take it.
Well, I had 3 fights last December. My last fight on like Tapology and Sherdog, I lost, but then I had a boxing fight like 5 days after my last MMA fight, and I won that boxing fight. So like my last fight was December 27th, and then to be honest, this has been the longest layoff I've ever had since I've been pro. Since I went pro in 2010, I've never been this long without a fight. Kind of having withdrawals, you know. It's weird to me. It's weird to go like 6-7 months without a fight, you know. And I'm just looking forward to getting back in there, you know.
Definitely.
This man fought Max Holloway. Don't let him underplay. I can't believe you didn't mention that, bro. First thing I saw was fight Max. That was a beautiful fight, man. It's a beautiful fight. What, you got 6 fights in the UFC, right?
Yeah.
6, yeah.
I only had the one fight in the UFC. I only fought Max Holloway, then lost. But regardless, I still fight all the even when I got cut from the UFC, I was fighting all the time. You know.
People are.
I mean, y'all. From what I hear, y'all definitely bounce around. Boxing, Muay Thai, y'all definitely bounce around. So anything that's gonna get a bag in your pocket, you going for it.
Yeah, bro. I fought for Vander Holyfield last year at King's Theater in Brooklyn for on Showtime for a pro boxing fight. Whenever Conor McGregor fought him, it opened up opportunity. I'm a martial artist. I've been training different martial arts my whole life, like I said. So I just love fighting, man, and the entertainment for the people more than anything, and the respect that this is. Martial arts made my life. You know what I'm saying? So I just love it. And any opportunity, especially with bare knuckle boxing being the fastest growing sport in the world right now. Yeah, every UFC fighter that's great, but if you say who's the greatest bare knuckle boxer in the world right now, it might be one of us off this card from now on, because people are still finding their fans. This is the biggest opportunity for this thing to me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How would you say rematches would work in this aspect? I mean, if would you see a rematch later on in you all's career with BKC,
Oh yeah.
if anything? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I don't know how the rematches work with this, so if it's a clinic on either side, would there definitely be a rematch?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll fight anybody once, twice. If I've lost or win, whatever, man. I just like fighting. It's whatever what BKFC tells me to do. That's what I'm gonna do if I'm signed and contracted with them. I'll fight whoever the hell they tell me to fight.
Sounds like you need to go with Will because Will is
Yep.
29 and is living in Thailand. He fights every week. It sounds like 118 fights. So I don't know if it's good or not, but Thailand you can fight every week no matter what your medical is.
Yeah, I got a
he
few
said
buddies in Phuket. I've thought about going to train over in Phuket for a while. I love it.
he said the living's good over there. $200 a month for
That's
rent. I mean, I'm going to chase a bag over there if I can fight
Yeah.
every weekend. You know,
Buy a
definitely,
fancy place on the beach. Let's go.
Yeah.
but it was just
I'm excited, man. I mean, we talk about we just kind of have this little podcast talking about MMA and stuff, and then we interviewed David Feldman. I didn't even know bare knuckle was even a thing, and we interviewed Jim Allers was our first one, and we watched his videos to get research. I'm like, who the hell does this? Who wants to, let alone fight, but bare knuckle fight? Like, there's barely any pads, but I mean, God, dude.
there's no pads.
No
And
pad. It's just what it's the most purest form though. It's like a street fight. It really is. Straight up, it's like a sanctioned street fight.
What MMA gloves only really are designed to stop us from cutting each other. So
Yeah.
that's the design of this is we cut each other up and then to fight with a cut. In UFC, they want it to go a lot longer, so they put gloves on them. It's the only reason they ever added gloves. So this just takes it back to old school. This is gonna be fun, man. When you say bloodbaths and barn burners, you can't have those like you could back in UFC 1, 2, and 3. And this is bringing kind of that feel back for me.
Yeah.
definitely, I don't know if any of you all know our number one fan. She's actually well known around the MMA community. She's actually well known down in South Florida. Her name is Debbie Gamble. She likes to know what is the fighter's favorite ice cream. What are you going to eat after this fight? What's your ice cream of choice?
I mean, good old vanilla bean with some cinnamon
go.
toast crunch mixed in it is usually like my favorite, like, kill myself
That's
with diabetes after a bad month of cutting. You know what I'm saying?
That sound like an old Tennessee moonshine recipe.
Yeah.
So
What
what
about
would you
you,
say
Will?
would be yours, Will Chapo? She'd probably send you a request on Facebook because she's like our number one fan. She's been around
yeah.
the MMA community for years,
Oh, nice.
and she's
She goes to every show. I've seen
Yeah,
her
like
at shows.
yeah.
So what would you say would be your favorite?
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Rocky Road probably. I think I like Rocky Road. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what that's why you heard in the intro. There's so many podcasts and so many MMA shows. Everyone asks you, "How do you cut weight? What do you do?" We don't really care, man. We want to get down to dirty. What's your ice cream? What are you gonna do after the fight? Stuff like that. That's what people really want to know, man. Like,
I mean, honestly, my plan's for us to beat the fuck out of each other and go drink some whiskey together. That's why I shook my head so hard. I can't wait, man. People pay me to weigh in, so I'm ready to literally put on this show, let people see what they missed out by putting us third on this card instead of last or
there you go.
second to last. And then I go out and have a good time, man, and just relax with all these other warriors that have been waiting to put it on the line because this COVID crap, and just celebrate.
So where would you say y'all would really want to be on the card? I mean, I noticed first you have time to warm up, but you're rushed to get on the line, and then last you don't know how long it's going to take before all the fighters get knocked out, whatever the case may be. But where would you say would be the best spot you would have been on this card? I mean, where would you really like to be?
To be honest, fighting like second and third is always nice because it's like you get it over with quick. You can watch the rest of the fights. And there's a lot of like pre-fight anxiety when you're in the locker room just waiting to be called. You don't know. Sometimes the time goes really slow. Sometimes it goes by really fast. But like, just as like just a matter of point, just like how much I feel like I've already accomplished in combat sports. I feel like, and I've been co-main event and main event like over half my career. Over half my fights, I've been main event, co-main event, and I just feel like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, who are these other guys on this card? Like, I don't know. Like, most of the guys, I don't know. I know, but I do know Luis Palomino. Like, he's a badass. I know Jim Allers, another badass. So, like, fair enough. But But yeah, I'll always expect. I'm like, no, I'm fucking co-main event, main event show all the time.
I mean, honestly, me too, man. Out of the 30 or 40 MMA fights I had, even when I was an amateur, there's only like 2-3 times I haven't been a main event, co-main event, just because promoters can't afford to pay me to come, but they have to unless I'm the main event on the card. So, I mean, their budget was a little higher for this card, so I didn't know where they were going to put me, and I didn't care after what I saw I was getting paid. So but I definitely think, man, we should have been under the co-main event or main event. And I know they got the title fights and stuff, and but I'm happy. It doesn't matter to me, man, because after this, we're gonna be on the top of every card. So
There you go.
What I think what is your biggest inspiration before the fight? Whichever one you want to take this first, then you can take this second. And follow up with her. She was like, "What's your biggest inspiration before the fight?"
go ahead, brother.
Oh man, like my family goes to the temple before every one of my fights. Like every one of my fights, my kids, my wife, they go to the temples. They pray. They send me pictures, and like I always ask her too. Like I'll call her like the night before. I'll call her tonight. Be like, yo, you guys go to the temple yet? Did you guys go to the temple? Like it's always like something. I don't know whether it's superstition or religion or what, but it's my superstition. I feel like a comfort that when they go to the temple before my fight and they go pray, and I don't know. It's just one of my like family traditions that we've been doing, and we've been probably doing it for over 50 fights. And yeah, I feel like I can't fight till I know they've been to the temple.
There you go.
That's part of my big thing. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh man, for me, mine is trying to find my nerves, dude. Because I like if I don't feel nervous, I fought so much, there's no nerves. And that nerve to me is like an anxiety, a power that you can harness. So I get my wife to like me. We really focus on just getting me to center my energy. For the last 7 days of my fight, literally, man, my wife lays out my clothes. That's why she's in my corner. She knows my game plan. I have like a family tradition. I got a 16-year-old son too. So, I just try to focus my head in what I'm doing and realize I'm fighting in the end for my family to make this money. And which we don't have a win or lose here, but in MMA, I make half as much money when I lose. So for me and for this one, it was just thinking about like, hey, I'm going to get ready to buy my wife this house. I've got this opportunity. Half the world is not doing anything. This is going to be one of the only live professional sports in the world. So I harnessed all that, man, and I spent that last week of just full meditation and cutting my weight and getting my head in that spot.
That's awesome.
In your personal opinions, I think that BKC bare knuckle boxing may eventually take over UFC because it's a lot less you have to train for. I mean, you're not going to use your grappling skills. It's basically beat you up. I beat you down. We bloody. We get it. So I mean, I think it's a little bit more, not to say barbaric, but I think it's a little more exciting. I like the last UFC card to me was kind of boring. I mean,
So
I
tiring.
want I wanted to see that knockout, drag out. I wanted to see that get it in. You know what I mean? And it's
down.
Yeah.
it's like bare knuckle. I really enjoy it, because you trade shots. I mean, you're only going to run so far. So you're going to sit there and trade shots and go ahead and get it in. I mean, so that's just my personal opinion. I mean, I don't know. Do you think you will ever fight back in UFC?
I'm fighting anywhere,
I
bro.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I hope so.
UFC, and then next weekend we fight here, and then hell, me and Will fight again against each other in the UFC. That'd be fucking great. All of it, man. Like I'll fight for them and for them. It's two different sports to me. And like he said, we're both similar, man. Like I will fight anywhere, any day, anytime against anybody because I train every day. So if it's the UFC or the BKFC, now I do want to financially support my family. In the end, if BKFC is paying me more and they've got that bigger thing and there's more fans coming in buying our merchandise, I'm going where that's at for my family. But I'll fight anywhere outside of that. But that's my main purpose.
Well, definitely. I mean, it's getting about 30 minutes in. I want to let you go ahead and plug your gyms and plug whoever you want to plug and give your shout outs. It's a pleasure to have you on, and like I said, I wish you all the best of luck. So go ahead and plug your gyms, and it's a very pleasure to have you on. And definitely, if you ever want to come back, we're always a fan of you. I will definitely tune into the fight.
Yeah, I just want to shout out Marshall Fitness in Florida. They took me in when I came back to the States from COVID, and they gave me a home. They gave me a coaching job, and I've been preparing with them for this whole fight. So shout out to them. And if anybody wants to follow me, Asia Will the Kill on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Will the Kill. And thanks guys for having us on. Look forward to putting on a good show for you guys.
Definitely.
I'm gonna spend I gotta send a special shout out to my boy Nick Brazier. First off, he come over and helped me cut weight. But my main gym, X3 Sports, I've been with them forever. I want to shout out to all my students, my coaches there. Thank them so much. Gracie Baja, same thing. Fabio, always bringing me and letting me train. And my sponsors. I got Innovative Aquatics. Special shout out to them. I've got right here, guys. If y'all want my shirts, right here.
Yep.
We got Legacy Fight Gear. Give them a holler, pick up one of my shirts, wear it to the fight. Outside of that, man, just special thanks to everybody that's going to be there, man. The fans especially, because this is going to be the first time we've got to do this in front of y'all in a while. So thank y'all.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Definitely. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate you, and I wish you all the best of luck. And
We'll be watching for sure.
Definitely. That shirt, I need an autograph one. Will, if you have any fight gear or anything, I'll go ahead and put it in an order. I need an autograph fight shirt or whatever. So definitely thank you for coming on. And like I said, we're going to stay tuned for this clinic tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for coming on.
We'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Yes, sir. See you.
All right. See, look. We didn't tell everybody.
That was amazing interview.
Yeah. Well, I mean, UFC has their pay-per-views and stuff like that. Bare Knuckle, right now, you can see this main card. You can watch it on, I think it's Facebook, YouTube, and then their app, too. I think the Bare Knuckle, I don't know the app on there. Their Bare Knuckle TV app. So, yeah. I mean, come on now.
Definitely
it's free. Why not watch it on a Friday night?
It's free. I mean, there's nothing better to do. If you're tired of watching women's polo and other rerun sports, stay tuned and watch them battle it out. So it's a great show, guys. Gonna put your face on the line tomorrow. I was trying to figure out, is Kill gonna kill the Hitman or the Hitman's gonna kill? So we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Somebody's dying.
Here we go.
It's in our names. Figure that one out. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Hey, y'all have a blessed one.
All right.
You have a blessed one.
Hey, how do I log off this real quick?
I'll get you out of there. Yeah, you can just close the browser and be all right.
Awesome.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna kick you off of there. Get out of here.
That was an awesome interview with Joe Chope and Joe Elmore. That was
Will Chope and Joe Elmore. I mean, honestly, if you're not into UFC, I mean, I don't watch baseball, I don't watch basketball. For what I'm hearing, you have to pay for it just to watch the game. You were telling me that this morning. Why are they going to charge you to watch sports? It should be free. BKFC is coming back. It's free. Facebook, YouTube, their app. I mean, come on now. Why not watch fights?
I mean, I can understand the BKFC and UFC. I mean, I can understand them charging because they do charge Fight Pass, whatever. Yeah. I can understand them charging because them fighters are putting their face on the line, their life on the line, their body on the line. So I can understand paying them guys, but the NBA has been raking in money for years, and all these other pro sports have been raking money in. So why, as a loyal fan, I should have to pay because you're missing money? I mean, if a fan is a fan, he's gonna pay. If a player is a player, a basketball player is a true for his fans. He's going to play regardless if he's getting a check. But you can't expect nobody to get in the ring for 5 or 6 rounds and take a beating for no money. So I would definitely love to pay for BKFC or any of these other events.
It's free.
Versus,
you don't have to, I mean, you can go to you can buy a ticket if you're in the Oxford, Mississippi area.
Oxford, Mississippi.
Dude, it's free. Facebook, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. It's BKFC 11. It's the 11th main card, and it's free. They're not going to charge you right now. It's just to get their name out there. And look at all these great fights, man. There's so many. I don't know. You got to watch it, obviously.
And definitely, this episode was brought to you by Brat's Beard Care. So after you beat that person up, make their beard smell good so they can smell it. And also Nanny Cakes.
Oh, my bad.
Get you a nanny cake after you make that weigh-in, 407-923-2898. I don't know about if you're in Oxford, Mississippi, will it make it there? But if you're in a fight in Florida and you want something to hit that stomach after that weigh-in, eat a whole cake. And
Heck yeah, man. Well, and
this
then Sunday, I'll have it on me. Yeah, we're interviewing Lauren Bensinger, if I got her name right. And then, what is it? Morgan, the Captain Sickinger. Might get his name wrong, but tune in Sunday at 7:30 and 8:30 for sure. So
definitely. And then this concludes the special episode for Thursday night. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you all for watching. Tune in tomorrow. Watch the fights, please.
You can find us on Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube. Also
Everything.
hit that bell on Facebook. Like us, share us, and also
Patreon.
we'll see Patreon.
Yep.
We have a special scent also called the Three Beard Podcast scent. So help free a gnome. Go ahead and get that Three Beard Podcast.
I'm leaving
scent.
that to Craig. So.
I know. I'm leaving the gnome to Craig. Boy, go ahead and free a gnome by ordering a Three Beard Podcast scent and help us out. If you got a beard, it'll make your beard feel lovely. And that is all. Good night.
Hey, y'all have a good night.